What if I told you that right now, beneath your feet, there could be the ruins of a civilization so advanced they mastered teleportation, genetic engineering, and space travel millions of years before humans even existed? What if reptilian beings once ruled this planet with technology that makes our smartphones look like stone tools? What if everything we think we know about being Earth's first civilization is completely wrong? Today, we're diving into one of the most mind-bending questions science has ever asked. Were we really the first advanced civilization on Earth? And the answer might shake everything you believe about human history. Let's start with something we all take for granted, that humans are the most advanced species Earth has ever seen. We've got skyscrapers, smartphones, space rockets, AI that can paint masterpieces and write poetry. We assume we're the pinnacle of Earth's evolutionary story, the first and only species to achieve this level of technological sophistication. But here's a question that'll keep you awake at night. What if this assumption is dead wrong? What if millions of years ago, while our ancestors were still figuring out how to make fire, another species had already mastered technologies we can barely imagine today? The internet is flooded with claims about mysterious ancient artifacts, impossible megalithic structures, and evidence of technologies that shouldn't exist. Most of it's fake, but what if some of these ideas aren't as crazy as they seem? The first mind-blowing possibility is that Earth was once ruled by reptilians. Now, before you click away thinking this is conspiracy theory nonsense, hear me out. This isn't about shape-shifting politicians. This is about legitimate scientific speculation. The theory goes like this. Millions of years ago, while mammals were tiny creatures scurrying around, reptiles ruled the Earth. Dinosaurs weren't just big, dumb lizards. What if some evolved massive intelligence? Picture this. A reptilian species develops opposable thumbs, complex language, and starts building civilizations. They master metallurgy, develop advanced chemistry, maybe even genetic engineering. For millions of years, they dominate the planet, building cities, creating technology, exploring space. But then, catastrophe. A massive asteroid impact or volcanic activity wipes out most life on Earth. But here's where it gets really interesting. What if some survived? What if they went underground, building subterranean cities while mammals took over the surface? What if they're still down there, watching us, laughing at our primitive technology? Sounds insane? Maybe, but remember, reptiles have been on Earth for over 300 million years. That's 1,500 times longer than humans have existed. But here's an even more mind-bending possibility. What if we already did this before? Theory number 2 suggests that between 100,000 and 300,000 years ago, early humans or pre-human hominids achieved a level of technology that makes us look like cavemen. We're talking about civilizations with teleportation technology, genetic engineering that could create new species at will, spacecraft that made interstellar travel routine.
Think about it. These ancient humans could manipulate matter at the atomic level, control weather patterns, maybe even bend space and time itself. But then, sudden geological catastrophe struck. Massive volcanic eruptions, shifting continents, ice ages that happened almost instantly. Their cities were buried, their technology destroyed, their knowledge lost. The survivors, they were thrown back into the Stone Age, traumatized and scattered. All that remained were fragmented memories passed down as myths, stories of Atlantis, Mu, Lemuria. What we call mythology might actually be distorted historical records of our own species' forgotten golden age. Now, you're probably thinking, if these civilizations were so advanced, where's the evidence? Here's where it gets really fascinating. Scientists point to mysterious rapid climate changes in Earth's geological record, periods where global temperatures shifted dramatically in just decades, not centuries. There are also unexplained radioactive signatures in certain geological layers, natural uranium deposits that look suspiciously like they might have been artificially concentrated. But mainstream science says not so fast. They argue that truly advanced civilizations would leave undeniable traces. Where are the fossilized remains of their technology? Where are the massive chemical alterations they would have made to the environment? Here's the kicker, though. What if they were so advanced that their technology was completely biodegradable? What if they were environmental masters who left minimal impact? Or what if their remains are right under our noses, but we don't know what to look for? What if those mysterious geological formations everyone argues about are actually the ruins of impossibly ancient cities? This brings us to the most legitimate scientific investigation of this question, the Silurian Hypothesis. Named after an ancient reptilian species from Doctor Who, this hypothesis was proposed by actual NASA scientists Adam Frank and Gavin Schmidt in 2018. But here's what most people get wrong. They're not claiming ancient civilizations existed. They're asking a much more profound question. If they existed, how would we find evidence? Think about it this way. If human civilization disappeared tomorrow, what would future alien archaeologists find millions of years from now? The answer is shocking. They'd find massive chemical signatures from our fertilizers and pesticides, microplastics embedded in ocean sediments worldwide, altered isotope ratios from nuclear testing. Our concrete alone contains unique chemical signatures that would be detectable for millions of years. The Anthropocene, our geological age, would be a clear layer in Earth's rock record. So, the Silurian hypothesis asks, are there similar signatures from the deep past? Chemical anomalies that can't be explained by natural processes? Geological layers that suggest massive industrial activity? And here's where things get really spooky. There might actually be evidence we've been ignoring.
Take the Permian-Triassic extinction event 252 million years ago. 96% of all life died out. The geological record shows massive carbon emissions, temperature spikes, and chemical changes that happened incredibly fast. Natural causes? Maybe. Or maybe it was an ancient civilization's industrial revolution gone horribly wrong. There are also these bizarre impact spherules, tiny glass beads found scattered across the globe from various time periods. Official explanation? Asteroid impacts. But what if some of them are actually ancient industrial byproducts? And what about those mysterious out-of-place artifacts that archaeologists quietly ignore? Tools that seem too advanced for their supposed age? Metallurgy that shouldn't exist in certain time periods? The scientific establishment dismisses these as hoaxes or contamination, but what if we're looking at them wrong? What if we need to expand our definition of what evidence looks like? If any of this is true, the implications are absolutely terrifying. First, we might not be special at all. Intelligence and technology might be common in Earth's history, with civilizations rising and falling like waves. Second, if advanced civilizations can completely disappear without obvious traces, how fragile is our civilization? Are we one catastrophe away from joining the ranks of forgotten species? Third, if reptilians or ancient humans survived underground, they might be watching us right now, waiting to see if we'll make the same mistakes they did. And finally, if this has happened before, it will happen again. Earth might be caught in an endless cycle of intelligence emerging, advancing, and then destroying itself. Maybe we're not the pinnacle of evolution. Maybe we're just the latest iteration in an experiment that's been running for hundreds of millions of years. So, where does this leave us? Are we alone in Earth's history, or are we walking in the footsteps of giants? The truth is, we might never know for certain. The evidence is either buried too deep, destroyed by time, or we're simply not advanced enough yet to recognize it. But here's what's absolutely certain. Asking these questions pushes us to think differently about our place in the universe, our impact on the planet, and our responsibility as possibly the current dominant species. Maybe we're the first, maybe we're the latest, or maybe somewhere deep beneath our feet, ancient eyes are watching and waiting to see if we'll be wise enough to break the cycle. What do you think? Are we alone in Earth's history? Or are we part of a pattern that's repeated countless times? Let me know in the comments. Do you believe we could find evidence of ancient civilizations if we knew where to look? And if this blew your mind, hit subscribe, because the universe is full of mysteries that make science fiction look like documentary. Remember, the biggest discoveries in science often start with the craziest questions.